Hi, I'm Samantha Mckisson, and I am a civil engineering student. And today we are going to be interviewing Garvin Pittman. Mr. Pittman, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Garvin Pittman. I'm a director at C.H. Finchmaker and Associates that's headquartered here in Lafayette. By education, I'm a chemical engineer, but about halfway through my career, I switched over into environmental and coastal engineering and project management, and I've enjoyed it ever since. And I'm here today to see if maybe I can help out some college students.
Great, that's great. So firstly, kind of just why did you decide to specialize in environmental with that switch?
Well, I didn't decide. It was decided for me. One day I was working for a Fortune 500 engineering firm headquartered in Baton Rouge, and my boss came to me and told me I was going to be the project manager for something called the Coastwide Reference Monitoring Systems Program. And it was a program where we were out in the marsh and in the swamp every day for hours at a time. And at first I didn't know why I was there and didn't really enjoy it. But after about 6 months of being out there and seeing nature in its pure form, I fell in love with it. And within a year I knew that's what I was going to spend the rest of my career doing. So that's what leads me here today.
Well, that's awesome. Okay. And so kind of just, you had a lot of experience in college with that switch, I'm assuming. So in your college years, what type of job experience, if any, were you expected to have to acquire before you graduated?
Coming out of college as an engineer, I believe I was expected to have some internships, but I did not have a mentor. I did not have a family based in engineering, so I didn't really know that. And I didn't have that experience. I worked in a lab, I worked physical labor, and it probably hurt me when I was trying to come out and find a job in engineering. A lot of my friends who did do internships, had families in that business, had a lot easier time finding a job than I did. So I would recommend that y'all find some internships with some good companies.
Okay, you heard that. So make sure you try to get an internship before graduating, especially with engineering. So yeah. And then also, what is one of the projects that you pride yourself to this day?
Still to this day is the first project I had as an engineer. I went into a manufacturing facility for a global company, and they had a lot of similar manufacturing facilities all around the world. And they had a waste stream that they couldn't figure out what to do with, and it was causing them a lot of problems from a waste handling standpoint, and it cost a lot of money. And they asked me to take a look at it and see if I could find something to do, and it was quickly obvious to me what could happen. It could be, I figured out a way to recycle it, and it would then become a raw material instead of a waste product. And it was so simple. And I think the reason that I was able to see it so simply is because I was a fresh pair of eyes. I was young, I was inspired. I hadn't been told this is the way we do things. I didn't know the way they did things. So I came up with a new solution. Their jaws just dropped right away, like, oh my God, this is so simple. Why didn't we think of this years ago? And within a year, all of the plants, similar plants throughout the world, had the same system installed and in operation.
Okay. That's amazing. The fresh eyes and everything, just, I mean, I guess you're working so long in a certain area, and then you kind of just get used to that, I guess. And then I guess someone else coming in, especially from like having the engineering side, but then also, like you said, you switched for like coastal. So I guess it kind of has a little bit of both ways, or?
Right. Never underestimate the value of fresh eyes.
Okay, yeah. So what would you consider to be one of the most important skills that a recently graduated student should have?
I think there's multiple answers to that. I think the most important answer to that is to learn how to write, to learn how to express yourself through an email, through a letter, in proposals, in scopes of work. I find myself writing all day, every day, and then reading what other people wrote. And it becomes obvious who puts the thought into it and who took the time to learn how to write in such a way that it's easy for me to understand. And vice versa. I think I win projects based on proposals that are easy for my clients to understand. So certainly learn how to write. Another one is respect those people who have been around for a while that don't perhaps have the same kind of education that you have and have the same opportunities. A lot of them are really smart and they really understand what's going on, And if you take the time to listen to them, you will learn an awful lot.
That's great. I actually, I can agree with you a lot. Like some of the internships that, that I have had to work with, it's been like a lot of the manual labor, but it still is like considered an internship. And I mean, so I guess like there's someone who like experiences something differently than like someone of an engineer that's like, sitting behind a desk or anything, but they might not understand like all the logistics behind, but they know the work and they know like what's going on out there.
Absolutely.
Kind of sort of better than we might.
Absolutely. And they see a lot of young engineers come and go, and not all of the young engineers take the time to listen to them, and those young engineers are missing out on some knowledge that they could get.
Okay, and so how do you think engineers find the balance between improving societal means and then also preserving the current ecosystems?
There's always a solution that benefits both society and the ecosystem. You just have to find it. If you think you found a solution that doesn't benefit both, you didn't find the solution yet. If someone tells you that you have to come up with a solution that doesn't benefit both, walk the other way. That's somebody that you don't want to mess with. There's always a way where you can find out. If you start with the end point, you start with the assumption that you can benefit both, you'll find a solution.
Is that kind of sort of like how you were trying to like convert, not convert, but like to go the more the coastal environmental way? Maybe
Yes.
like if you were seeing someone that wasn't trying to be as eco-friendly.
Absolutely. So a lot of times in my working world these days, we start with an environmental solution and we try to make it also benefit society. Many engineers are going to find it the other way. They're going to start with a solution that benefits a corporation or benefits society, but then they also need to try to figure out how to make it benefit the ecosystem.
So you look at it the complete opposite way. Yeah.
It's all the same thing. It's just from a different direction.
Yeah. Okay. So is it realistic for someone to continue to grow in their career if they're wanting to kind of stay in the same company?
Absolutely. I know it's not the trend these days for people to stick around at the same company for a long time, but there absolutely is growth opportunities inside a company. Whether it's a tiny company, a mid-sized company, or a large company, there's always growth opportunities. You just need to find out what those are, and a lot of times the way you do that is you figure out what the market is. Where's the market headed, and you help position yourself and your company at the forefront of that market, and the growth opportunities are limitless.
I was actually kind of, that was kind of for me a little bit too, because I really enjoy Finstermaker, and so I'm trying to like apply for.
Really?
Yeah. And
you have a resume?
I do in my email. Yeah, but and so I guess that was kind of just my knowledge or my wanting to know, like if I really do like a company, like is it beneficial or is it even like possible to kind of stay in the company, even if like you're trying to progress. And so that's really great.
Absolutely. I guess I'll have to give her my card after the interview. Absolutely, it is. And at Finstermaker, a lot of people do stick around a long time. A lot of the corporate leadership has been around for a very, very long time, and that's one of the things that helps our company be the family that it is. But really, that same mantra can go for any company. You can move your way up and stay there.
Good. Okay, and so what is the best advice you could give a young engineer that is looking for her first promotion?
Okay. If you know what you want to do, start doing it. Don't wait for somebody to anoint you into that position. If you know the position that you want and you know what that position does, then start doing it. If that position is somebody that makes decisions based on information that they have, then start making decisions and recommending those to people. If that position is leading people, then start leading people. If that position is one in research and just grind it out behind your desk, then start doing it. And what's going to happen is when they look around for someone to fill that position, they're gonna want to go with somebody that they know can handle it. And if you're already handling it, then you're the easy answer to their question.
Okay. So how has working as an engineer been what you've expected?
It hasn't been what I expected. I did not know what to expect. I was good at math, I was good at chemistry, I was good at mechanics, I was good at electrical work. So I just figured, well, I might as well major in engineering. And no 2 days are the same. No 2 years are the same. It's always something different. It's never what I expected it to be. It's always a challenge, and it's almost always been a lot of fun. But don't think it's going to be a certain way and get disappointed when it's not, because it's very rarely going to be the same.
Okay. So how has kind of whenever you were, going through your schooling, was there that initiation or that desire for like to kind of incorporate like the communication side of engineering as well, or did you kind of go through just like with you're good at chemistry, you're good at math, like was it more just like that side? And like, did you have to like learn the communication or?
The communication came later. Yeah, the communication came later. A few hard knocks, a few times where I wasn't properly communicating with people, and it came back to hurt me, and I realized that I needed to up my game when it came to communication.
Experience is key, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so, and then also, what is your favorite part of your job?
Being a mentor to younger folks. As a mentor, I learn as much from them a lot of times as they learn from me. Like I said, never underestimate a pair of fresh eyes. The younger folks tend to approach things from a different angle, and us older folks tend to have just walk the same path, and this is how we've always done it, so that's what we're going to do. So being a mentor to younger people helps me grow, and then hopefully it does some benefit to them as well.
I think it definitely does.
Okay.
Yeah, just like even me being here today, like learning of everything of what I should expect of the work environment. So like just that is also like really helpful too. So
awesome.
Yeah. So what inspired you to become an engineer or like work with Coast?
What inspired me to be an engineer, like I said, just always been really good at solving puzzles, always been really good at math, chemistry, science, mechanics, electronics. So there was really no other career path for me. I had some options to go into more academic roles, but I just knew that I was going to be an engineer. But what inspired me to go into the coastal world was actually finally, midway through life, spending some time out there and listening to the birds and watching the water lap up on the marsh and measuring trees and just really experiencing what Louisiana's coast has to offer. Just inspired me and drew me, and now there's nothing else that I want to do.
That's really inspiring. Okay, so and then what do you wish more people knew about civil engineering or coastal engineering?
Oh, I didn't see that one coming. What do I wish more people knew? It's really just common sense. Dig into the problem, find some things that you can act on, then pull them up and act on them. That's all you really have to do. If you just find the solutions, then the world will follow you, and you'll be able to do whatever it is that you want. If you don't have the ability to find the solutions, if you don't just go look for those solutions, it's not gonna work for you.
And then I guess that also kind of goes with like asking for help and talking with your other engineers.
Exactly, and those people who aren't engineers who've been around for a long time.
So how do engineers contribute to making our world safer and cleaner?
Everything depends on what the engineers do. It's common knowledge that you engineer in safety and that you use human means after that, whether it's personal protective equipment or whether it's trying to clean something up afterwards. The engineers engineer in the safety first, and it's the same thing with the environment. If the engineers design things to be environmentally friendly and design things to be cohesive with the environment, then the world's a better place. It's only when they don't do that that we have to come back and clean things up. And it's always best to do it right the first time. And almost all engineers, especially today, have the opportunity to do that and have the responsibility to do that.
Thank you, Garvin, for your time. And guys, make sure you go to the Engineering and Technology Expo, and we'll see you there.